So it's recording now. Live from the furnace room in glorious downtown Kitchener. Well, it's not really downtown. East end of Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. We are about to partake in the joy that is known as 4 New Gamers Presents HomeMachine Mark III Bat Wrap. This week on episode number 5, we've got Irusk, representing the fine faction country region of Khador. Hey, the first one out. Versus the best faction in the entire game, Trollbloods, with the super new caster Ragnor. No biases here. And so we'll switch over and see, I have to talk while I do it. I don't know why. So we'll switch over to the feed and we'll see what people have brought. So let's transition over. And so what we'll do is we'll go through, as Cam hasn't been here. Have you been? I don't think you've done a Mark III game yet. You did a Mark II game before.
Not here. No.
Okay, but you haven't done a HomeMachine Mark III. So we'll start with Barry/Cam. So you're bringing Khador, and I'll pop your list up here so you can walk through it.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us what you brought?
So I brought Doom Reavers, Widowmakers, the Widowmaker Marksman, another unit of Doom Reavers, Max Rifle Corps with rockets, Kovnik Joe, a Mortar crew, the Bokur, Silly Wyshnalyrr, Irusk2, and Behemoth.
Irusk2, I don't think that was on the list.
Yep.
On the list you gave me.
Supreme Commander Irusk.
Iris, but I thought you said Iris. Sorry, I can't listen. I'm not paying attention, so my bad. So awesome. Any ideas, or what was your plan or your reason for comparing these guys? Is it because models you had, or is this what you envisioned your list to be?
The first time I experienced Irusk2 in Mark III was against Bubba, and I got thrashed. And then I was looking at his card, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Doom Reavers gain tough. So I thought that maybe that would be a cool thing to try out. Is no knockdown Doom Reavers.
Yeah, no knockdown Doom Reavers, I'm sure, is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And on that note, let's switch it over to Rob. Rob, why don't you enlighten us on the trollness that you brought?
Sure, we'll start up front here. So we got some advanced deployment Fire Eaters, 2 squads, denoted by their beautiful color flames. Pyre Troll here, 2 bouncers up front, 2 Feral Geist over on the corner over here, Mulg, Mauler, Axer, Runebearer, and Ragnor, sorry, and full Creelstone with UA.
Okay, I'm correcting you only so you don't feel the wrath of the, because I've been told.
That's okay.
But being on a troll podcast, I probably should know how to say the caster's name right. But if anyone's listened to my streaming work before, I'm notorious for not saying things the way they're supposed to. So.
What's his name again? Rognak?
Yeah, it's Barry, isn't it? That's his name? Barry. Yeah. Okay, so I rolled this scenario ahead of time. So this is scenario 1 from the Steamroller package, which is, I have it open on my phone, Entrenched. So the friendly zone is dominate for, dominate for 1 control point. Enemy zone is control for 1, dominate for 2. And the enemy objectives destroyed or removed from play are 1 control point. There's no kill box in this scenario. And Rob, can I impose on you to walk through what the different terrain types are?
Yeah, sure. So we've got 3 forests outlined here, 2 hills. We did a ruins here, and trench, linear obstacle, and obviously an obstruction with a house.
Correct. And you talked about the rubble?
Oh, yes. So, sorry, is this ruin or rubble?
It's
the same thing? Is it
I think
the same thing?
the technical term is rubble.
Okay, rubble, yeah.
What it's doing is
so
it counts as difficult terrain,
yeah.
But if you're fully within it, you get concealment.
So it's basically a forest without the line of sight penalty.
Correct. And we didn't do any of these to the fog this time, right? So,
perfect time. So Cam is first.
Cam going first. He roll off those go first. Go straight in.
Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Yep.
Good luck.
To you as well. Alright, so get some power up. So Irusk is going to go first. We're going to put down Fire for Effect, which is 3, on Mortar crew. And he's going to be casting Solid Ground on himself. And then he's going to move up. Oh, man.
Playing by the Canadian rules, he is now lost with play. And if you knock him over while playing, it has to be removed.
And then he is going to do an Artifice of Deviation, because I love it. So we're going to put, well, I guess they don't really need it, but I'll just put it on him. So it's just hanging out here. Okay. So yeah, he's gone, and he's got one focus left. That's cool. Silly Wyshnalyrr is going to move up and just hang on the side of him, behind him. Widowmakers are going to advance. They're going to pretty far away. They're just going to advance up.
Yeah, move the trees. They look pretty to begin with, but then I realized they're people behind.
So they're going to chill there.
They have Pathfinder and so on.
Yeah. And yeah, far away. And then the Widowmaker Marksman is going to activate and he's going to run over this way. Doom Reavers are going to activate. They're just going to advance up as well.
I guess with the Doom Reavers no longer fear rules, that having your Doom Reavers next to your guys isn't a bad thing anymore.
Right. Yeah, it was Behemoth's focus. So Behemoth is going to activate. He's going to run. He's going to chill out here.
Behemoth ran up.
Bokur's going to activate and move up.
Ogrun Bokur is moving up.
Right before we're going to run.
Now, do they have to be, so you're running the rifle corps, do they have to be, does one member of the unit have to be within Irusk's command to get they be able to run through the other guys, or does the model have to start in that 10-inch command?
So while they're in his command range, they can ignore other models.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So just,
and then they can move through them if the warrior model they're moving through is in his command range.
okay. Yeah, that's the tactician role. Models within command range. Friendly faction model can ignore other friendly faction models while determining line of sight. Friendly faction models can advance through other friendly faction models in the model's command range if they have enough movement to completely pass them. I did a little bit of homework before this episode. The rough core is speed 6, so they can run up to 12, but it looks like he's just putting them up a little bit, not quite to their max run. So this is going to be the first HomeMachine game we're using the water effect on the table as actual water.
The Doom Reavers are going to run, so let's just make sure so they can move through those guys with the ballast guys. So this guy's going to run this way.
Now the Doom Reavers are running up.
This way. This way. This way.
Again, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat.
And then the Mortar crew, how fast these guys are going to move again. Really slow. So they run 5.
Run 5, wow.
Yeah. Because their base speed is 2. Well, the actual mortar's base speed is 2, and then the weapon crew ability gives them a +1 inch movement. So only +1 inch. And that's me. So yeah.
Okay. Fire goes first. We'll advance base to base. And he'll take a shot at the fire eater.
Okay.
Front arc, since the guy's turn. So defense 13, fire into 5, so you need like a 7. 8 actually, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Misses either way. So deviates, can't go anywhere basically, so it's just get there.
So Rob is doing his Pyre Troll shenanigans, firing at the Pyre Troll or at the Fire Eaters.
Just gonna put them up right here.
And since
Okay.
they
So first guys, so this will be POW 6 on 18. Can't hurt them actually, can't.
nope, can't break. Yeah.
So none of them except even him. But he's armor 16.
But he's immune to fire, isn't he?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So.
Yep. So when no one gets hurt, they're all done on fire.
So now all the Pyre Trolls, or all the Fire Eaters are on fire?
That's right.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
commenting.
Okay.
So it's confusing Rob by telling me what just happened.
What's their charge distance?
They're speed 6 with reach.
Pathfinder?
No, but I can give them one feature.
Okay. Same unit there, right?
Yeah.
So Rob's just doing a little bit of pre-measuring. One of the joys of Mark III.
Speed 6 with reach.
If you're watching on Twitch, be sure to click on the little heart button. Let us know that you like the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click on like and hey, subscribe to the channel. One, it helps with the voodoo magic in the background too. It's nice to see people are actually enjoying these things after the fact. And an interesting fact on the analytics. Most of these videos, only about 25% of the people watching them are subscribers. So there's 75% of people that aren't subscribers that are still watching these. So we typically put out new content twice a week. HomeMachine games on Tuesdays, and the Trollbloods Scrum podcast, the live version of the podcast, is done on Wednesdays.
No, they have Berserk.
Oh, okay. So they have to attack something within melee range if they kill something, basically?
So
Yeah.
Rob just clarifying some rules on the Doom Reavers who have Berserk.
They're done.
So the Fire Eaters and the Pyre Troll have finished their activation.
Okay, bouncer goes. That's 10.
So Rob's activating the bouncer.
Okay, first bouncer goes there.
And Rob, is this completely the list that Jay Larson used at the Denver tournament, or does?
No, this is with his comments of what he would change.
Okay.
So it is effectively what he picked, but
And this is your first time playing this list, correct?
yes. Although I've played pretty much every model on here, I think at least, except for Feral Beast. So I'm pretty familiar with it.
And just to clarify for those,
Run up to here.
the pygmy, sorry, the pig beside the Pharaoh Geist, is that his second Pharaoh Geist?
4 here.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have one, so we're proxying that model.
Run as well. Big Feral Geist has a speed 6.
Pharaoh Geist is going up.
They can actually move through this, can't they?
As long as they can end their movement. Well, is he incorporeal?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incorporeal, but he has to be able to end his movement outside of it. He can't end his movement
Yeah, which is
inside
fine.
of it.
They're staying behind there anyways. Okay. Ragnor is going to go. He's going to put all of it into the stone. So 6 into the stone. And then he's going to just...
So Rob just put 6 Fury into the stone. So dumping it on our Ragnor's.
He'll run. I think he can still run, so... Put to there.
You just dumped the Fury and then ran?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
The Runebearer will run. 10 inches. And stone will activate.
Loaded ninja
Spending
beat
one
and
for stone
Dork
strength.
just joined.
Actually, he'll do, yeah, some strength. And he'll run up.
placement on the stone. Joys of pre-measuring. Me and Dorksome just subscribed to me on Twitch. Fantastic, thank you. So for those in the chat, I'm just kind of curious, how did you find out about this? Have you been a regular subscriber to HomeMachine, or did my spamming of the either the Trollblood or the Khador Facebook groups get you to join us?
Okay, over to you.
Okay.
Okay, so at the end of turn 1, how much time do you have left on your clock, Rob?
53:37.
53, and how much is on Cam's clock?
55.
55, so. Followed, subscribed, there's too many different terms to remember.
Okay, so I'll upkeep. I'll drop this.
So he's not upkeeping the... No, if you were to upkeep that, it has to stay in the same location, correct?
Yeah, that's why I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So you're letting... Cam is letting the Artifice of Deviation.
So, power up.
Expire? So he's doing power up,
Keeping
giving
one of those.
Behemoth.
Sword fire perfect. Solid ground is 3 from Silly. 6. And I need 2, I think.
The furnace went out. I'm amazed.
So
We were, what, like 30-something degrees today before the Humidex?
Yeah.
because you are... He must have moved up, so.
Turn down my mic so it's not so loud and obnoxious.
So I will...
So your caster went? Or no? You're
No, I'm just
upkeeping?
doing upkeeps.
Okay, gotcha.
So... Okay, I think that could work. So
Right,
I
there's
will
pretty
activate
awesome
the
from
Widowmaker Marksman first.
Okay.
So he's going to advance over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot that dude.
Yep.
So he's in.
Marksman's taking a shot at the fire region.
Yeah. Defense 13.
So
So it needs a 5 on 2 dice.
I got a 5.
Yep. It'll be armor 13.
And you can do his...
He's armor 13?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was on fire.
Only if it's fire damage does he get the +5.
Yeah.
What? I thought while he was on fire.
While he's on fire, he gets +5 armor against
Oh.
fire damage.
Yeah, and he gets boosted attack and damage rolls.
Okay,
As the
okay.
bonus of it.
Yeah.
So I'll roll damage. So it's a dice -1.
Okay, so he has 5 boxes, just so you know.
Yep.
Okay.
So dice -1,
Yep,
that's 6.
so
He
still
does
enough?
not tough.
Okay.
Because he has sniper.
Okay.
Takes him out because of the sniper.
And then we will
Or was
switch
that
country
deadly?
back.
No, is that the deadly shot?
No, it's just the sniper rule.
Because he doesn't have the sniper roll.
He doesn't?
He has deadly shot, which allows, instead of making damage roll to resolve an attack on this weapon, you can choose to have a model hit by suffer 3 damage points. Instead, a model disabled by this attack
Oh,
give me a tough roll.
that's my bad then.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you
No,
said
you're
the
right.
sniper rule.
The Widowmaker,
These guys.
Widowmakers have snipe, but he does. His is corresponded to it. So.
All right, sorry. So you need to roll tough then.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, he does.
All right.
We all learn something.
Well,
Actually, sorry, they're steady when they're on fire. Sorry. Yeah.
that was
We
me.
did tough?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure they're steady when they're on fire.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't be knocked down.
Yeah.
So
Unless
Pretty
it
awesome when
changed.
they're on fire.
Yeah, it cannot become knocked down
okay, but I can still
when they're on fire.
do something. So this guy's in. So the Widowmakers are going to activate then, and they're going to move up just behind the fence. So this one's going to shoot that guy.
Okay.
So he's 6.
Hits.
Got it,
Find
and
a
then
way.
he will be sniped.
Okay. So that's no tough. Do you have to roll for damage though, or no?
No, it's just 1 point for them.
It looks like it's okay on this side.
So yeah, they have sniper and marksman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So
these three,
that one will shoot. Sorry, the pig.
Okay. So he's actually in range.
I have to be careful. I have to make sure I pay attention.
So he'll be armor 15, so 13.
Going out
Okay.
from the death index fee as well as the.
So that's a weapon miss. Yeah. This one will shoot the pig as well.
Okay.
That's a hit. Dice -5.
Okay, so 1 damage to him.
Yeah.
So 1 damage.
So he's got 4 left.
And this one will also shoot the pig.
Okay.
So they're picking on the pig.
So that's a hit.
Yeah. -5, you said?
Yeah.
So was that 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 left.
Good job, guys. Alright, so they did pretty
maybe
okay. Irusk2 is going to go. We're going to drop an Artifice of Deviation. So I want to make sure
yeah, it looks like the camera's froze, so let's take a see if we can fix that.
Frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen right now.
Do we want to
had this issue for a while.
pause it, or?
I know, I didn't keep going.
Okay.
I'm just going to switch back between.
I'm going to drop an Artifice there.
So
and I'm going to feat and then charge.
Okay. Just for a moment.
So actually, I just want
to transition back, and then going to video capture. So we're still going on, just running into a little bit of technical difficulties here, and that seems to be completely frozen out. Okay, switch to here. Okay, no, it's completely shot, so let me just remove that. And go back. All part of the exciting world of streaming games. Oi! Careful those comments about Scrumcast. Okay, well I'm having to bite the bullet and unplug it, so we're gonna keep my audio, but we're gonna lose the video. So we'll go back and try this again. There we go. So got it back. Okay, and almost back to where we need to be. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Not like you had a choice, but hey, you know, want to be polite. Almost back there. Almost back to where we need to be. All part of the joys of live streaming. And ta-da! We're back. There we go. There we go. So, stuff's happened. I wasn't paying attention. Why is Ragnor baseless? Because that was the only image I found that I had time to put together really quickly. So he's painted well though. Wow. So that's a miss. So he's deviating a shot from the. Is this from the Behemoth? I do believe I'm being mocked for my podcast quality. Yeah, see, I'm proving your points. I'm just gonna be quiet now. Yes, I'm a bit of a fan of Madrak 2 myself. So the Mortar crew are shooting at the forward bouncer, who should be, I believe, at this point, armor 21 under the stone. Wow, that's a couple ones on that roll.
I need 11. So, it is an AoE.
So it's scattered.
It's an AoE.
So the mortar crew misses. That's going to scatter.
So, 2 to 4.
Going 2 inches to the 4.
It's POW 10. Yeah, sorry. Oh no, the last damage is POW 10. So you can try roll snake for 6.
Yeah, you need 12 to do any damage because he's armor 21 right now. Bouncers under the krill stone are a bit of a pain to deal with.
Yeah, it's okay. Then it's definitely. Didn't get anything.
Not quite enough to do it there.
So.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Consistency, not necessarily quality. Hey, we try. We are currently up to, between the the Death Dice feed and the Moose Machine Network, to 14 viewers. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching the video afterwards. If you have any questions for Rob or for Cam, just let me know. I'll pass them along. Dork Sim, where do you live to play your first game? Because if you're local, you could play one of us. So there was a comment in the chat, Rob, say Dixie35 was saying, I could be wrong, but didn't Jay Larson say he would have dropped Hunter's Grim into this list?
It's possible, but I didn't realize this was beforehand.
That's true. Yeah, we're trying to get to the point where the opponents don't know what their opponent's list. They'll know their caster, but not their list, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And just so you can. Yep, and it's the first time you do it as well. East Coast and the Maritime, so in you in the Halifax area?
I agree that you probably want to drop Grades,
Mm-hmm.
for sure, to get that turn and get all the shots into it.
Yeah.
It'd be worth it for sure.
Absolutely.
We're going to do a CRA first.
So doing a CRA with the Rifle Corps onto the Bouncer.
Sorry, how many?
Fredericton, okay, awesome. My daughter works at the Strange Adventure store in Halifax.
He's out 14.
Dwarves, only dwarves. So for all the East Coast people watching, if you can have a tournament ready or a tournament set up for right around Christmas, New Year's time, I'm all in because I'm down there for the holidays visiting family in Dartmouth. So if I can do anything to help arrange that, let me know. But I'd love to get some games in while I'm down there. Because Christmas time, no one's doing anything, right? Awesome. So Jack Trauma is followers from the Facebook page. And I'm not a Zenith Rising. It's first time watching this, so great. Thank you for joining us. So this is the combined range attack against the Bouncer? Oh, okay. Yeah, Bouncers.
So what's the power of it?
Power 12, so minus 9. So that is 12, right? 3 damage to the 1.
3 to the 1 on the Bouncer?
So.
Well, POW 21 Bouncers are a thing.
Yeah.
They're a lot to chew through.
So this one's going to do that. So we probably should.
So do the same thing. Hits with an 8.
Minus 9.
Dice minus 9, so wow. Are you CMRing all these, or are these single shots now?
The rocket shots are single.
You're doing the rockets now, okay.
That's a miss, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's AoE 3.
It might, but I don't know if so the third rocket miss, it's not deviate.
So 5 to 1, that's okay.
It's going to go 5 inches. So it's going to get HD. So
It's only POW 6.
Okay, so we can still get this guy. I wouldn't even try him.
11.
Yep, it's actually he's number 15 out of
15 out of the stone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kovnik Joe is activating, and
Pretty sure it doesn't matter since it's chill.
is he doing a speech?
No, he doesn't need to. Sylys gonna move up. Should have done speech first. The Doom Reavers are going to charge. Or we're going to do a charge run. So this guy needs to be somewhere over here. So this guy's going to charge him.
So Doom Reavers are going in and charging the bouncer. Well, you have, yeah, it's never fun being the only person in your town playing a game, Ninja Pete.
Actually, let's see what's there's so he's going to charge him.
That's why you need to have kids. You can get your kids to play you.
Are you trying to check? Well, they can move charge for their guys. Yeah.
Yeah, their opponents don't block line of sight.
Yeah, I just want to do. Sorry. I think I'm just going to do.
So Ninja Pete in the chat's been saying that he lives in a city where the only person in the meta is him and his wife, and he says, if I lose, I lose. If I win, I lose. Oh, 18 months. Yeah, another year or so, you'll be good.
So they are mat 7. So 5 to hit.
So I've not heard about the ruling on Ragnar's hit.
And you dice.
So he missed on the first swing.
There you go. So this is
Hits on the second.
dice minus 9. So, yeah.
4 dice minus 9. 3 to the 1 on that forward bouncer. Misses again. I have dice if you want them. I believe Barry's dice have forsaken them. Here, you can use my Death Head dice. My namesake dice. And I've been told at times they roll really well, so there you go. Have some dice. Both Rob and I are trying to help him out because he's it is a I've been rolling well, definitely less than average. Excellent. We got a viewer from the UK, so not quite your bedtime, hopefully. Is someone trolling us with Ragnor rules? Oh, there we go. It's been decided that when you hit a model in melee with his hammer, it takes a POW 14 and a POW 10 for the warhead ability on each attack. So by attack takes a POW 14 and a POW 10 and so on. Clarification, it's been in checking for some time, so I guess they're still clarifying. So at the end of turn, top of 2, we're at, how much time do you have left in your clock, Cam?
I have 37.
37 minutes left, so it's going over to Rob. Again, the only thing to confuse you is the skulls are ones. So when you roll ones, the other option you have, you can use the where'd it go? The fantastic dice tray created by Aaron the Dreammaker. It's in the middle shelf. Go over? Nope. Over one. There we go. The super fancy dice tray. It is. If anyone ever gets a chance to get Aaron the Dreammaker to do something for you, have him make you a dice tray because they are gorgeous. I've seen some of the competition with like the Wormwood ones, and to be honest, I would put Aaron's against that any day of the week.
So it's -3 speed, you said? Yeah.
So what's -3 speed?
So, but it's currently activated against control. Yeah. So.
Was that your feat?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sort of been not paying him the proper attention. So Cam did pop Iris's feet, Irusk's feet. And just to clarify for everyone, friendly factions currently in Irusk control range ignore cloud effects and forest when determining line of sight and gain Pathfinder. Affected models currently knocked down immediately stand up until they become knocked down, unless they become knocked down this turn. Enemy models and units beginning their activation in Irusk control range suffer -3 speed. Desperate Ground lasts for 1 turn. Excellent question. I don't know if he I don't believe he has a website yet. referring to Aaron the Dreammaker. But if you follow him on Twitter or reach out to him through the War Machine Hordes creators group, I'm sure you can get him to, you can reach out to him and commission him. Although he may be busy soon, because a little bird told me that Ragnor made a stop at Privateer Press, and there may be some stuff coming out as the new issue of No Quarters coming out. It is you may see some of his work in there. I can't say because I have to admit was lucky enough to be gifted one. Aaron actually did worked with me with my Battle for Breath tournament we did back in the spring, and he was kind enough to send one back to me, which I am very grateful for. But you would have to reach out to him. I don't know if he's got pricing, but you know what? Maybe I should ask him. Because I have him on, I am in contact with him. So let me back to you on that one, Dixie 35. Yeah, spray 6 for the Fire Eaters. So it looks like the Fire Eaters are going to be able to get at least a couple of the models there. Correct. Ragnor is immune to his own hammer. So boosted 6s on the shots from the Fire Eaters. First one hits. Tough check on the Fire Eater, or on the Doom Reaver, and it dies. And it ignores the tough check. Fails. It's a 1. Alright. It's weird seeing people use my dice because I'm used to seeing the other things. Oh, apparently my dice aren't helping Cam at this point, so he's doing a tough check on the other Doom Reaver. So taking him out. Fire Eaters are getting work done, which is what they do. I would reroll if it goes in the water. Yeah, use the dice tray. Sorry, Cam just missed the dice tray. Maybe a testament to his rolling where he can't get it into the tray. Oh. If there's ever a highlight wheel for Home Machine, that may be on it. So I shouldn't mock you badly. That was funny. So assault. And you have to start within his control to be affected by that 3-inch or 3-inch speed penalty. So the rest of the Fire Eaters. But did you roll to see if their fire goes out? Yeah. Awesome. Tells you how much attention I was paying. Oh wow. But he's got tough. He's got steady, so it doesn't matter. See, I can help with the rules of the trolls because I know those ones. So the other unit of Fire Eaters are assaulting the. So he's aiming at the Widowmaker Marksman and takes out the Widowmaker's Marksman. Pyre Troll is activating. So Pyre Troll is just staying still? Okay, so he's rewinding that one slightly. I'm looking to an alternative build for Ragnor because him sitting there with it. Someone described it as he's holding his pimp cane, and I'm not a huge fan of that one. But I saw a really nice mod where they had him swinging his hammer behind his head that looked really good. So hitting with his shield first for the bouncer. So dice off 3. Ah. Apparently, it doesn't matter the dice. Cam's lucky. Apparently, doesn't want to use my dice anymore. You better not have Scottied my dice. And paint some leopard spots onto him as well. So failed the tough check there as well. So the Doom Reavers are getting their proverbial asses handed to them. Zenith Rising, thank you for asking. That is considered the new Rubble, which is the terrain that is considered difficult terrain, but does and provides concealment when you're fully within it. It does not block line of sight. All the other terrain is pretty straightforward. We're using the Musa Mini flat terrain, which is on loan from the Bubba collection. For those who have just joined us, this is a HomeMachine game of Trolls versus Khador, which says right on the screen. If you have any questions for either Rob or Cam or myself, throw them in the chat. And if you haven't already, click on the little heart symbol on the within Twitch. And if you are in the watching this on YouTube afterward, just click on like and subscribe. And feel free to comment in there if you have any questions after the game. I try to get Rob and Cam to look and keep an eye out there if you have any list questions or the like. Rob's hitting with the other bouncer, attacking with the shield. So this is just the day where the dice forsake. I think we have to start calling you Scotty now. Although Scotty's dice has been much better. So for those who aren't aware, Scotty is one of the co-hosts of 4 New Gamers and was notorious for having horrible dice. I'm just hoping that Cam is getting all the bad juju out of the dice, so when I use them, they'll work fine. Have you made a single tough check?
Nope. I don't think I've rolled a 6.
Mathematically, that's not good. That's funny. It says, my gaming club thankfully have a proper priest as a member when we get him to cleanse and bless the dice when needed. That's hilarious. See, I've had my dice since the late 80s, early 90s. So I used to play Shadowrun with them. So when you rolled a 1, it was really bad. So that's why they had the skulls. It confuses the crap out of anyone I play because they see my 1 and they assume it's a 6. So I said, no, it's a 1. It's all part of the mind game I play. So Rob's now just doing a little measuring. Running up the Pharaoh guys. And it looks like he's going to be able to contest that friendly Cam's friendly zone. Cam's taking, being nice to my cat and letting him out of the room. Checking. Yeah. -3 speed, so that would bring him down to 5. But with the charge, it would bring him up to from 5 down to 2. But with the charge, it would bring him back up to 5. Hey, a tough check was succeeded. I think everyone needs to celebrate.
I like to thank my family.
He's doing his dice acceptance speech.
Actually, only had one additional attack, right?
Yes. No, you can do your Thresher, but I don't think you want to Thresher and take out any of your own guys. Oh, he's steady, so he's knocked down, but he toughed. Yeah, you needed a defense 13, so you needed a 7. Because they're rat 6. Or mat 6.
Okay, Pirate's gonna go. It's just gonna run. Actually, sorry, just advance.
So Rob's activating the Mauler. So he's out of the Iris feet, so he can move up without that penalty. Mulg's just moving in behind. And he's going to rile Mulg for 1. Activating the Krillstone. Activating the Krillstone. And what effect? Stone Strength, so it gives everyone under the stone a +1 strength. Runebearer is moving up. Oh, sorry, I have to finish moving the Krillstone, guys. Yeah. Rob's just sort of correcting himself. So Ragnor is putting Earth's Blessing on himself.
Sorry, Earth's Sanctuary.
Ah.
Actually, he'll. So we can't do that right now.
You want to see a Fraser Grimm 2 game? Has there been one already? No. I've only played Madrak 2 myself, and right now we're doing well, actually all 3 of us here plus 2 other people, being Robert and Phil, another 4 New Gamers host. We're all doing a WTC Team Canada 5-man team tournament at the end of August in Guelph, Ontario. So right now, any games I get in, I'm going to be playing my 2 troll drops, which are going to be Madrak 2 because I'm a bad person, and I love just pac-manning through stuff. And I'm finally getting a chance to play the caster that got me into trolls. I'm going to start playing Gunbjorn. I bought him. He was the first model I bought for trolls in Mark II, and had it for like 3 years, and then never played him. So I'm going to actually paint him and get him on the table. So Rob, at the end of your turn, how much time do you have left? 37:30, and you're controlling your zone for 1, correct? Or you're dominating your zone for 1. But Rob and Ragnor did defeat, so it means anything within any models within his command or his control, get 1 less dice when doing damage. So Bokur1, I've heard really good things about Bokur1 too, so I want to play him as well, but I have to stay focused. I want to be even remotely good. But Aaron just got back to me. He said you can find him through Facebook info. So if you reach out to Aaron Gordon Bratton, Braten, again, probably your best way to find him is if you go into the War Machine and Hordes creators group, because he posts all those fantastic weapons. Like he did the the Rathrock axe, which we gave away as part of our Battle for Breath tournament. He did one of the power swords from the Retribution, and he's actually been working on a Lola commission for someone, which is going to be like 7 feet, so it's crazy. So he is. You can reach out to him that way, and he'll let you know how much dice tray would be. But he also commented, you can find me in the new quarter, so you can also find it some of his stuff, and I've heard there's good things in that article.
So what's this thing sitting at? What is he at? 5. Oh, it's 13. 13.
So just clarifying the one fire eater that's in the zone, 1315. My gunning list is a Glacier King, a War Wagon, 2 units of fire eaters, full stone, the knot, and I think that's it. I have to take a look, but that's the one I'm going to try. Yeah, I've heard a few people using Dala and Scarth. There's interesting sort of synergies with those guys. Yeah, Dixie, the shipping can be a bit of a pain. The trick is to find someone to get him to give it to someone in Canada, and then have the Canadian send it to you, because it's a lot cheaper that way. At least that's how I found when I shipped off the prize support the prize stuff from the Battle for Breath. Cost less in Canadian dollars to ship it back to the States than it did in US dollars to ship it to Canada in US funds. So go figure. Or go to Lock and Load. He'll be at Lock and Load. Yeah, you need a magical weapon to take out the Pharaoh guys.
Oh, right. I forgot I made that armory. So I can just do that. So within 4 inches. So just make this guy. This guy's got magical weapons.
So who has magical weapons? Oh,
This rifle over
okay. Is that from, how does he get the magical weapon?
The armory.
Oh, the armory gives magical weapon, which is...
Probably not. During your control phase, choose one friendly faction model within 4 inches of this. Gains damage type magical for 1 turn. Pretty cool.
That's helpful.
So we'll start out we'll start out with Silly. He's going to
So activating Sylys.
and we're going to Arcade Secrets Irusk.
He's Arcade Seeking Iris.
Drop that. I have 5 points, so that would be very good at that. So Irusk is going to go. I'm going to draw my turn first. So I need a 4 inch.
So we're going to do it.
Arcane shot or something. It is a place.
So Arcane
flying
Secret...
target, ignoring line of sight. Models hit Super Pow 8 blast damage roll. I thought it was a place. So yeah, I'm just going to target him.
So doing using Sylys to cast Airburst. So that's a POW 8 blast damage.
So on him, it's 4 inch.
Yeah, 4 inch.
So I actually should probably 4 inch.
So it doesn't quite hit Ragnor.
So again,
So it's Mulg the...
first.
POW 8.
So you have to roll a hit to yeah. 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 So I still have to target them. Yeah. So.
And you're using your.
So
So it hits the stone.
Okay, so you actually roll on this damage.
Because you're within his. Yeah.
Oh, if I'm within, or every.
No, if his models are within the feet range.
Oh. So 4 damage. I don't know. What's his armor?
Armor 15 under the stone. It's POW 8. So it's dice minus 7.
Okay. So I guess we'll do this view.
So rolls.
Right.
So that hits.
So nothing. Power 3. Power 8.
Yeah. So yeah, they need 7.
All right. Yeah, it comes.
So I want to play more slags because I think with all the jacks you're seeing, having 2 or 3 slags, especially with assault, will make a huge difference. It's just I just want to play the Mountain King in the battle wagon or the war wagon. Open. Iris doesn't want to stay up. Just shoving a token underneath.
Okay, so now Bokur is going to do a slam power attack.
So the Bokur is going to do a slam power attack.
Oh, well. That's good. So he's going to slam.
Oh, interesting. For those who haven't already, I am a owner of the Use on Many Wooden Trollblood tokens, and Rob ordered his set, and I'm just taking a look at it now, and it comes with Duggan tokens, which is really awesome. I didn't think it would come in with that, so plus all the new pieces. Looks like there's like 20, 25 pieces in here. I'm seeing Earth Blessing. I haven't actually opened the package. Rituals of Power, Boundless Charge, so it's looks really nice.
It's only against larger. If I slam you, it would go larger, basically. Yeah, you get extra value. Yeah, so it's just one less. So you can't. Yeah. But I wanted to knock you down. So does he knock down this one? Yeah. Good job, Bokur.
So Bokur was able to knock down. Who's able to knock down the bouncer?
Both bouncers.
Both bouncers.
So he slammed, hitting one of the
Ah.
Yeah, damage can't be done. Yeah.
So be able to knock down both those bouncers. So any requests for what lists you want to see in the future, or which players you want to see, or factions? I know with our group we are going to be looking at Phil, I believe, is bringing his Legion, and I believe Robert, the other Robert, is switched from Scorn to Crix. So we have Crix, Legion, as you can see, Khador and Trolls, and then his second Trolls. And you're right, Dixie 35, he should have. But I know with this list, the one concern that I have to talk, so I don't rob, I'm not giving Rob away too much hints. The one concern about Rob's running really heavy with Beast. He's concerned about having too much Fury out there, so he's been a little bit more conservative. If I can find someone who actually, we have one Convergence of Cyrus player, and I think he's sort of stepping away from the game just because it's not something he wants to do right now. So if I could get one, I'd love to. And apparently I think Rob, if Rob wins this game, it's as much because of Cam's dice than it is by Cam. This is one of those games that's kind of painful to watch at times. I did my Madrak 2 list on HomeMachine number 3 against Scorn, where I had to apologize to Robert before I started my feed turn.
So, a week, deviation, branch, 4 to the 4.
Whereabouts are you, Joy DDL?
So, how 10 on him, and this is 2 dice. So, 15 minus 1 damage next week. So, that's 4 damage.
And that's against
Yeah.
the Mauler?
Oh, right. Under the storm. 13 normal, 15 others. So, it would be PS1 live. Okay.
Oh, that was against the Fire Eater.
That dude, I don't know. He'll be over like 20. Yeah, 20 right now. Okay. Well, 1 damage.
Okay.
2, what is it? 3. Okay.
All the past broadcasts are on my YouTube channel. So, and typically what I'll do is when this is done, I'll usually upload it immediately because I've stopped editing stuff. I've tired finding it takes too long for me to do. So I'll throw this up as soon as we're done. And then I usually send it to the different Facebook groups. So for those who want to get any information on upcoming lists or who are playing and such, if you follow the 4 New Gamers Facebook page, that will get you all the feeds on this, as well as a lot of the data statistics stuff I'm doing as well. I've created what's called the battle report, and we're collecting game data. So for everyone on here, if you're not doing so already, make sure you check out the battle reporter. There'll be a link in the on the YouTube section, the YouTube detail section. I'll have the link as well as on the Forward New Gamers page. Just want to get as much game data to see how people are doing and how different factions are doing. Troll players, because we started this on the Trollbloods scrum, actually been really good and represent maybe about 22% of the overall games reported. So we're beginning to actually get some interesting data about how strong they're doing against certain factions and even against certain casters. But really, we need almost 1,000 results from each of the factions before we start seeing real trends. So if you're playing any of the other factions, like Khador is actually a distant second. I think they've got about 100 games reported by Khador players, where we've got over 200 games reported by troll players. But things like Signar and a few of the other factions are really underrepresented. But and all that data, if you have any interest to look at the raw data, there's always a link to the CSV file, which it's just a straight dump of use a Google form, and it's a straight dump of the results page. None of my tweaking and magic on there. Yes, thank you, Dork Sim. We actually are in the process of. I still consider myself new, but it's the same time. We're actually relaunching. We're going to get a few different people into the podcast because a few people have sort of moved on, and I also want to get. We're going to start maybe cycling in some fresh people. But it's a problem finding in our community. There's not a lot of new people that are playing, so it's kind of hard to find anyone in our local group. So, but we're looking to change it up and sort of relaunch it in the next couple weeks. Just working out a regular schedule for everyone is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. Does everyone have to be able to see the targets?
Besides, I was too happy with that name. 4 New Gamers is the name that's funny the first time you hear it, and less so every time afterwards. We are in Kitchener, Ontario, or Kitchener, Waterloo, Ontario.
Yeah. So that's why the Bokers kind of used to the actual. But I mean, it kind of worked. So that one, he's in. I guess these guys. So I'll do the Rockets first.
I think this has to be a new record for us. We got 20 people watching the stream right now, so everyone, thank you for joining us.
So that's a hit. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 14, we're at 5, yeah. So 16 to 9. So this is additional dice. It's a brutal damage. 2 dice. So minus 6. Exactly nothing! Yeah. So the other rockets. That's exactly not the hit.
I could. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure.
Good job, guy.
Oh, from Sudbury, great. Joy DD, I'm sure. So you'd have just a raw video and have me commentate over it? That's rather brave of you, but 5 damage on Ragnar. Okay, thank you. Rob's realized I'm just rambling on to the people in the chat, not actually commentating.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think.
The Sioux last year, Rob attended. He was there both days. I made a whirlwind appearance to talk to the guys at HomeMachine and to do some fundraising or some prize support for and promotion of the. The bomber was or the Mauler was taking is taking Cam's tape measure because it was the top of its magnetized.
So round 10. That's a hit. So this is -1 die for 6 units. Minus 2 damage. Yeah. Do I can't remember. Do I have to transfer it now or after damage?
After damage is rolled, so you have to figure out how much damage there is and then transfer it.
4 damage.
4 damage against Ragnar from a combined range. That was a combined range from the rifle core, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did not take that. So those guys, these two, so we got 7.
Joy DD, why don't you just reach out to me through the Trollbloods Scrum Facebook page, and then we can talk about this further.
So this hit. And what's this armor? So you would be armor 17. Armor 17. Sorry, 15. 13 plus 2.
Yeah.
So it's -2 damage.
So dice,
And -1 die.
yeah, so dice -2, so that's 1 damage.
And I'm assuming he stands
Yeah, he's not knocked down, so. And it takes out that Fire Eater.
And this last dude's gonna stand still and shoot. That okay. This is a hit. That's a hit. Defense. Sorry, he's got to be within 5. No, Boreal's not like stealth.
No, Incorporeal just means it has to be a magical weapon.
Okay, so he's yeah. He's standing still, so it's rat 7.
So what shoot? The one.
I rolled 9. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the third dice. Okay, right. We'll say 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know either.
Okay, so and then what's the barrel? It's like.
So you're shooting against the Pharaoh guys?
1. Okay, well that's.
So the Pharaoh guys is now gone.
Okay, 11. Good. They only have 1.
Pharaoh guys? I believe so. Let me just triple check for you
I
here.
don't see anything on here that says. Okay, sorry, the 18.
And that was because, and just to clarify, the reason you were able to shoot at the Pharaoh guys is because the objective allowed one item to have the magic ability. Newish gamers, yes, thank you. I'm still new at heart. How's that?
So he's gonna swing up with the axe. Okay. So they're both defensive. Sorry, it's 5.
So we're taking a shot on the Axer.
Sorry, yeah, the axe right now? Yeah. Okay.
So
This is,
it hits the Axer.
okay, so this is -7.
Dice -7
Yeah,
minus.
weapon.
So it's.
Platinum. And then it's 2 things fire. Yep, okay. Mauler's
Mauler. Going against the Mauler.
hit. Nothing. So these last 2 members of the operation.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. We're Dixie35 saying we're all new gamers again. I have to admit, probably my favorite part about this is the fact that there's no immediate go-to list. I mean, there's a few sort of janky lists that you're beginning to see, but overall, you're just most of the list is everyone's just willing to try different things and try different combinations. I don't know how many different Madrak lists I've seen or how many different Gunny lists I've seen. It's fun just seeing everyone trying different things and seeing what they can pull off. So Amonal Nair, can't pronounce things properly. We're in the top of 4. There, Ragnar is up 1 control point to none. We're in the first scenario. which is, I believe, destruction. And both objectives are still in play. And Rob has actually cleared out a fair bit of Cam's initial his Doom Reavers and his Widowmaker Marksman.
Yeah, so he sevens. That's a hit.
So he hits with the so 3 dice in the charge because they're Weapon Masters. -1 die from the
3 damage.
3 damage against the, and that's going against the Mauler, correct? Oh, 3 against the Ragnar's down to 4 boxes.
This guy's gonna swing at him. Don't flop. Oh yeah, that's a hit. So what is it? Minus what?
Thank you, Dragoon. We'll see you later.
6.
Dice off 6.
So how many? That is no. That's minus. That's 7. So I can transfer.
So Rob is having to transfer.
Roll a call. Put it on.
Danger zone.
7? Yeah.
7 to the 2. And who are you transferring it to?
Oh.
Mulg. Oh, you just want to make Mulg angry.
And then this is the last Doom Reaver. Still miss. 5. He does miss. Yeah.
So he misses the last swing.
Sweet. That was really lucky. The Widowmaker is going to activate and stand still and shoot that. So.
Does Ragnar have any fury left on him? Does Ragnar have any fury left on him? Oh, wow. I just realized that Ragnar is furyless and the last Doom Reaver missed his shot. So there was a chance for Cam to take him out.
Yeah, I have nothing else. Nothing else to try and hit him with.
So Cam put a lot into it, but that feat really is difficult.
Yeah. I have 15 minutes left.
15 minutes left? Okay. And you got, there's no points that turn, right? Because you killed the Pharaoh Geist, and you've got.
You got one. Yeah, I got a point.
Oh, you moved Iris into your zone. So you dominated for one your own zone, and you contested in the other. Yeah, there's a lot of people at Ragnor is getting a lot of attention, which is good. It's nice to see. Chris Orr, one of our WTC Team Canada players, was commenting that Ragnor is probably, of the new battle box casters, Ragnor is probably the best out of all of them. Maybe not necessarily the best battle box, but for new caster, he's thinking it's probably the best. Trolls really seem to be really in a good place right now. We've got a number of really good casters where you talked about some of the other factions. They seem to have 1 or 2 key ones, but I mean, right now, with Trolls, I can think of 4 of them are really solid with Grim 2, with Gunbjorn, with Madrak 2, and with Ragnar. We're in a really good place.
Okay, so I take the 5. Oh, sorry.
I would disagree that it's Khador, it's Khador, which is I think what I've been saying. Oh yeah, the cat's coming in, annoying the players. He's no Mittens. Or what's the War Machine or the Beer Machine cat? It's not Mittens, is it? It's Yes. They're teasing the cat with the. No, I put myself on mute as my son was asking instructions on how to make taco meat. But you should. Cat door. There we go. It's the cat door. So Rob's activating the Runebearer. Every now and then I remember there's a game going on and not just rambling on to get everyone in the chat.
So I'm going to activate him. Okay. Use his ability to cast one of his spells. Okay. So he's going to use Shockwave.
So Rob's using the Runebearer to cast Shockwave.
Okay. And it is a power 14 MU4.
Yes, Dixie 35. Very lucky Ragnor.
Okay. So it's going to have to roll the hit. Okay. So they are in blaster.
Oh, thank you. Don't encourage me. I could ramble with the best of them.
They all become knocked down. They all have steady breath.
So Rob is trying to do a knockdown effect, and all of them have steady.
Yeah.
And they're immune to blast as well, right?
Okay, if I don't do that, that's fine.
So we're going to rewind that one, realizing it's not big. Yeah, the 3 lights, I mean, my experience, Joy DDL, is I've only played Ragnor into the Khador box, which my son plays, and I played twice, and he's handed by my ass twice. Although I almost won, if I'd feeded the right turn, I would have had a chance the second game, but it was just not pleasant because I didn't do enough damage, and then he just punished me by taking out 2 of my lights in one turn. It was gross. Well, I'm Amonor. Sorry, Amarnar. I'm only slightly biased because Trolls is really the only faction I play. I typically like playing what I call the good guys. Like I've always played. I started with Signar for about a month, and then went to Trolls. But previously, I played in 40k. Played Aldar and Space Marines, and well, not really much Space Marines. I played Orcs just because they're goofy. But I've never played the really bad guys, and Scorn to me seemed like bad guys, so I haven't played them.
What's the top? Okay, so this guy is the original guy. So
yeah, the bouncer with Ragnor is almost an auto take, especially with a stone as well.
So,
tough check, tough. Hey, you made another tough check! Woohoo! Sorry, I think I just hurt everyone's ear by that scream. And so he gets his tough, and he is not knocked down, so he's still in play. So Rob's. Yeah. Was that from? Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna go with this guy.
Yeah, I'm sure we could both talk about that. 40k for me, Games Workshop for me just priced itself out of my market because I just couldn't justify the cost anymore. Gorgeous models, but it was not something I was looking at anymore. And I agree that the War Machine community is just, at least in our area, and whenever I've gone to any events like the Sioux or the Ontario Team Tournament or Tournament Championship, it's just been fantastic. Not that there isn't good people in 40k, I found there's been yet to be a person I have met in the War Machine community I wouldn't invite to my basement, as you can see on a weekly basis. No tough on that one, Doom Reaver. We are in the Kitchener-Waterloo area, but we do travel to certain events. Rob goes to a couple events. I've gone down to a few of them down in Hamilton. Was looking for some in the Toronto area on the weekends, but everything seems to be Saturdays, and I can only go on Sundays. And Altman managed to clear out 2 of those other Doom Reavers, leaving just that one and the Widowmaker in the zone. So Rob, if he can clear those, we'll be able to get another point. Sorry, I'm saying it in my hush, quiet voice. If Rob does this, and they'll make them really self-conscious. So again, and for anyone who's in the chat, if you have any questions for the guys, feel free to throw them into the chat and I'll pass them along.
So, sure, he's not gonna. Yeah, I can spend one to negate it, right? Yeah.
You shake it, yeah.
Just give up the move because I'm not waiting.
Yeah. So yeah, it depends if you want to get up and move. You can.
So he'll use.
Well, whereabouts in New York? Because my actually Ottawa, you'd be up in the north. So you're in the Adirondacks area, or my uncle used to live in the Adirondacks.
Nope. My dooms.
Yeah, Ontario's, we're really lucky. Ontario's got a lot of really good groups and communities. There's a great one in Ottawa, which is where the HomeMachine guys are based out of. So PG semi-automatic, and those guys are based in that area. Speaking of those guys, make sure you tune into This Death Clock has 60 minutes. I always want to say 50 minutes. I want to short them 10 minutes. But it has 60 minutes. It's a weekly podcast, War Machine podcast that's streamed on HomeMachine Network every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Followed shortly after when I get all the Scrumcast guys onto the line by the Trollbloods Scrum, which is the troll-focused podcast on the hand cannon line. And if you want more games to watch, the guys at Beer Machine, which are based in Buffalo, New York, do a Monday evening stream out of their store. They had a game with Adam and Rich last night, which was Rhett versus, I believe it was Crix. I only got to be able to catch part of the game, but it looked good. And then the Combo Smite guys do stuff on Thursdays around this time. So we're getting a lot of content, and you'll find very soon there'll be 24-hour content where the stream will be going constantly. We're going to have some recorded product or games, maybe some Mark II stuff to begin with, just because there isn't a lot of Mark III out yet. But a lot of the content will be making available on a constant stream, so whenever you go in, you can do that.
Bye-bye. He can snap.
So the other bouncer's just standing up and just giving up his movement, or is he spending a focus? Sorry? Oh, he's giving up his attacks to move? I couldn't agree more, Dixie 38 or 35. It's a weird green, so sometimes it's hard to tell the number. There was someone on Beer Machine that talked about I believe the guys that do the Khador, the Murder of Crows podcast, are UK based. I'd love to see some of the different metas, just because it'd be interesting to see how they different play. I know that a number of, and I'd love to see more. And if anyone wants any suggestions on how to do this kind of setup, I do this on to be honest, the dirt cheap. I use open source software on my Linux computer with a webcam and a headset. So it's dirt cheap to do. And if anyone wants any suggestions or help on doing that initial setup, reach out to us at 40 Gamers. I'd be more than happy to walk you through at least this initial set, because it's really easy. And to be honest, the more content, the better, especially the regional stuff. I'd love to see some Australian guys do some stuff in some of the other regions, like in Europe. Even if it's in another language, it's a universal game, so we can probably figure out what's going on more times than not.
Charge in Thresher still?
Yes. That's the question. Correct.
So charge. Okay, charge.
So charging,
Thresh.
doing a Thresher attack.
So you're getting his reach.
He does. So Axes won't be able to get about 4, maybe 5 of those
So they're
riflemen.
defense 12. Armor 18. 6.
So it needs 6s on 2 dice.
16 straight damage.
the first one?
Not tough.
No tough.
Nope, misses. Okay.
Missed the second one?
I should have double checked. Actually, that's 6.
Yeah, you need 6s. Third one? Misses. Hits the last one, and he fails the tough check.
3.
And there's one more guy that was within range, so the last one needs a 6 to hit. Misses, so only hit 2 of the 5 on that. So we'll rob by another attack.
Make another attack.
So he's buying an attack. Try to figure out which one he wants to do.
Turn it. Okay.
And the die went behind the clown.
Nothing.
I have a scary clown that anyone ever saw the picture of Ragnor with the clown staring at it. That's the clown that's doing it. I'm looking at him right now. Or the dice is under. So another failed tough check. So the other feral guys is coming in around the corner and contesting that zone. Mulg's moving up. Rob moved up the Mulg, but didn't think about using his Animus. For those who don't remember, the Animus basically allows him to negate any or magic costs an additional focus for his opponent, and then upkeeps cost an additional focus as well. I think the caster would not maybe quite be within range, but it would any upkeeps would just a bit of keeps them from boosting things. I think in this case it probably wouldn't make as much difference, but. So at this point, back to Cam. How much time do you have left on your clock, Rob? 22 on Rob's clock, and it's 1 control point each. 2 to 1. So the Pharaoh Geist is contesting the 1 Cam zone. And Rob still has a. Oh nope, sorry. I was mistaking the pig for a Hunter's Marksman, or Widowmaker's Marksman, which is already gone. So. And Cam, you're starting your clock at, was it 13 minutes?
Yeah, I'm at 13 right now.
Okay, 13 minutes on Cam's clock. So we did opt to use a fair amount of terrain on this board. Normally, I think we end up having 10 pieces, which I know is a little bit more than you normally see, but personally, I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I like having some of the obstacles, like the buildings in the way, because it really sort of makes you think, sort of put value on whether you pick to go first or if you choose the side, depending where the placement is of the terrain. And on the games people have been playing in the chat, have you been finding that you've been using a lot more terrain, or you've been typically finding the same thing as before, where it's just a few key pieces in the middle and stuff more to the left and the right of the sides?
Job hours, barely stand.
How much focus does Ragnor have on him right now? So he's got 4 focus on Ragnor. And there's nothing that's on fire right now that needs a fire check, correct? Oh, sorry, your opponent's. Okay. Okay.
I will activate Kovnik Joe first. He is going to do his attack roll thingy. And he's going to try and move up. So do you want to assign magic first? Oh, yeah. Do it on Irusk's hand cannon. Sword.
So magical weapon is being assigned to Irusk's hand cannon. allocating focus to the power up to Behemoth, and he's giving him an additional focus. Ragnor was on one focus previously, so, and then he spent it and then narrowly avoided being taken out. So oh, by all means, please reach out to me. Probably the easiest way to reach out to me is through the 4 Gamers Facebook page. So just send a message, and if Scotty or Phil answer, just tell them that you're trying to get a hold of me.
Sorry. He's gonna shoot the.
I may actually set up a live stream about live streaming. It seems a little meta, but it may actually work.
That's a big miss. Good job. Good job, dude.
So did anything happen, or was that a sarcastic way to go, dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a very sarcastic way to go. Does he have reach? Yep. He's 1 inch. 1 inch. Okay. So now activate the right forward. And there, just make sure facing that way, right? Yeah.
You need to use a proxy.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna. Should be good enough. So this range is
8 to 9 pieces. That's good to hear. Now, do you find you use any obstructions like buildings, or do you do primarily like walls and hills and forests? And have you used any of the new terrain?
this dude has 2 inches range. Yes. So he's engaging gauge. He's 2. He might just switch range. They're just gonna. He's gonna. So what's the order thing? They're just advancing. Okay. So we can't churn. Yeah, I guess it's gonna.
Just the rifle corps just moving up.
He's going to advance here. And he doesn't. He's in 14 in. As you can see, by all means, it's gonna be tough. You should maybe look at his
Check in line to make sure he's got line of sight.
So, and then these two
Looks like he's lining up for a combined range attack.
I guess. And then so we're gonna do CMA or CRA with those that can see.
And you're targeting Ragnor. I have to make sure I pronounce it right. It's Ragnor, or rather than Ragnar, which I've been corrected a few times, even though I've used it. I use both, and I interchange both.
So these two can see, and then these two can also see. Right. So that's POW. So.
And it goes up to
Dice. Joe. But it's plus.
It's plus for each of the guys. How many people are in the CMR, the CRA?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's rat 9.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 4 on 3 dice.
Rat 9, so 4, so 13. He's defense 14. So combined range. So this is the old Death Star sound where it goes blah 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 blah. So yes, for those who are just tuning in, Cam's dice have truly forsaken him. I think if we can, for the person who commented they have a priest in their group that can bless the dice, can you give me your address so I can send them to them? Or if you know, we can just reach out to any religious figure.
Okay.
Because Cam's dice need them.
Actually, sorry, no, never mind. 6. That's a match.
So how many boxes to the Mauler was that?
He's just taken 7.
7 to the 4. Okay.
Okay, so I think that was my whole plan. I don't think I have any more ways to get at Ragnor here. That would be that's fun. That was extremely unlucky.
That was, yeah, that's painful having the CRA with 5 guys miss
Yeah, I don't know.
on 3 dice.
Try and
Rolled a 4 on 3 dice. Dixie 35. I really like the cloud effects because you never know when it's going to disappear. That to me adds a bit. You can sort of hope it's there, and then the one time you take advantage of it or assume it's going to be there, that's when it'll disappear.
So then I think that was last few
The last CMR, last guy who's going to shoot the bouncer.
So that's a hit. This is the guy's 9.
Face off 9.
Nothing. One, two. Wow. Alright. So we'll do the Behemoth next. Powerful shot into Ragnor. Okay.
Powerful shot into Ragnor from the Behemoth.
So we need 8. It's a hit.
Hits with
14.
the
Changes when I will. Okay.
so shield guarding to the bouncer.
So power 14. So minus 7. So minus 7 is 5 damage to 2.
5 to the 2 on the bouncer because he's shield guarding the shot from
Shot.
Ragnor. Doing second shot.
That's a hit.
Hits as well.
Oh, that's a not bad roll. Okay.
Doing a transfer on that one.
Sorry, it's minus. So he's at 18. Oh, so it's minus 4, so that's 10 to 2.
So 10 damage. He's transferring to the Axer. Okay. And that'll take out a column. Okay.
His mortar crew's gonna go and shoot Ragnor.
So basically getting all the long shots into Ragnor right now.
So this is a 11.
11 to hit.
Awesome. That's a miss.
It's close though.
It is close. It's still.
But isn't it close only counting horseshoes and hand grenades? But aren't mortar like a hand grenade?
Ah. 5 to the 4.
5 to the 4.
It's a 4 inch. So it's not gonna click. So it's gonna get half. How is 10? So they're at 20 each. 21.
21.
That's exactly 21.
Face off 10. Nothing on the
The
Mauler.
only other thing we can do is no. So yeah, I only have 2 minutes left. That's game.
Cam's down to 2 minutes.
You have Irusk, right?
Iris can still shoot off the Pharaoh guys. At least that way you can get another point.
Yeah. I only have 2 minutes left. That's what.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just gonna move. And shoot the barrel guys.
So shoot at the Pharaoh guys.
So this is
2 minutes left on his clock. There's not a lot left that Cam's going to be able to do.
6.
So he's boosting to hit the Pharaoh guys so he can get a dominate point for the
So I'm starting to do
Pharaoh guys.
And he's going to camp the rest.
So it's back to Rob. Rob, how much time do you have left on your clock?
3, 2.
So it's 3 to 2. So much time do you have left on your clock, Rob?
22.
22 minutes.
So he could trample.
Yeah, meaning trample here. I don't
I
know.
get rush. I need to rush. Maybe past that. If I sit there, I score.
Yeah.
To 4. And you have to be in.
Yep.
Can you clear out anything on his?
I'm just looking at. Okay, so he's got 4 speed.
Oh, yeah.
7 on the charge.
Definitely clear my stuff.
9 there.
Now, can casters contest?
No, never.
So if you can get a beast in there, take out his objective,
That's over.
then it's over, yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's true. Yeah, I just have to go for the objective here. Yeah, which she can get there. He's got reach.
Range it first.
Yeah, I would probably not even range. I would just give him push.
Oh, yeah.
So he needs distance. He gets Pathfinder on the charge. It's 4 speed, 7 on the charge, plus 2 for what's it called? Push.
So he's trampling time.
Give me trampling to there.
That's the plan. Okay.
Let's try it.
Do it.
Okay, so trample in.
You're going to activate the Axer to give him rush
Oh,
first?
sorry. We'll actually activate. Sorry, I've got a leech here.
So if you're going to catch back, go back and do it in the right order.
So I'm gonna.
This is just
I just put a proxy.
That's okay.
Okay, so sorry, leeching. Fire,
Just taking back his Fury, doing his fire checks on the pig.
Yeah, that goes out.
Goes out, so
Over here.
and the other Fire Eater.
-6.
Yeah, the clock is definitely not in Cam's advantage right now. So he's down to 1 hit point on the other Fire Eater.
Sorry, 1 extra. I'll roll a threshold.
Threshold check on the Pyre Troll. And he passes that without any problem.
Okay, so
So just doing the Rubik
Ragnor
Golden
goes,
machine.
use a rush. I think it's 6 inches.
Got rush is 6 inches. It's funny, we're at 20, still at 20 viewers. The numbers between the Moose Machine Network feed and the Def Ed Dice feed seem to just fluctuate a little bit. But thank you everyone for joining us. The game is winding down.
Okay. Sorry, dude.
So Rob's just working out he's wanting to trample Mulg.
So he'll activate.
So activating Mulg.
Charge.
Charge or trample?
Sorry, trample.
Spending 1 to trample.
Here.
Knows where he wants to land.
Trampling. Those two.
He's going to hit the 2.
I would technically have to activate him first. To get him out of my
Well,
Okay. Not trample, medium base.
No. Not if I don't think you can.
he just wants to move him out. He wants to move him out of the way so he doesn't hit.
Free strike
Oh.
Well, no, because you got reach. Well, he doesn't have reach, right? That's right. So you just move back enough where you're not getting a free strike.
Matt's 7 free strike?
Yep. Plus 2 for.
So doing a free
hit.
strike.
This is a whopping P plus S 8.
So it's 14.
Is that what?
Sorry. 7.
Oh. There you go. Good roll for once.
Minus 8, right?
Six, minus 8?
Yeah.
So that is 6 to the 1
6 to 1, and that's on the axe or on Mulg?
on the accent.
Okay.
Okay. Body and spirit of. Okay. Mulg do strength on each of these, right?
Yep.
So then
We are, and that's one of the things I actually want to add is a turn counter. We are on the top of, or bottom of 4, I believe.
Oh yeah, you do Matt to see if you hit.
I have to up my commentating and pay more a little more attention to some of this stuff.
Not tough.
So fails his tough check on the
Not tough.
2
Two toughs.
riflemen.
Okay. So what attacks?
No, it was, yeah, I believe we're at either the bottom of 4 or the bottom of 5. I think we're at the bottom of 4.
Auto hits, so it's just damage, right?
It's probably when you have that many shots you have to do, it does eat up a lot of that.
Ring club's 18, so straight dice.
So straight dice against the objective.
I should have used this. Okay, so straight dice. First is 4.
4 damage to the objective.
5.
5 to the objective. Got 1 more shot.
You only have to do 6 more damage.
Oh, he has to do 6 more damage.
Got lucky. There you go.
There, and he spiked the dice, so he takes out the objective, getting another control point, bring him to 4. And at the end of the turn, because Rob is controlling the zone. So there we go. So end of game, Rob wins on scenario, taking 5 control points to Cam's 2. So let me switch the mic. Let me take off the headset, and we'll just talk through the lists and see what everyone was thinking. So let me do this. Turn this.
I did get some very bad rules.
Okay, this is.
Yeah. But the more I look at the list, I almost think this is favorite. Yeah. You're unless you get that alpha strain, because a lot of your infantry, you're not going to be able to take down a lot of them. The rifle corps are really bad at dealing with murders. Yeah. Like they can take a one guy, but not. Yeah. They're a lot better, I think, for other applications. But yeah. I didn't know what I was going up against, so. But I guess, yeah. But I mean, they did okay though. They missed their CRAs.
I think the biggest issue, and for some reason this drives me crazy, where somewhere during the game, the webcam feed became the headset feed, so it's twice.
You gotta mute it or something?
Well, if I mute it, it mutes it on both, right? So for some reason, OBS I need to reinstall OBS. So all the people I offered to help with OBS, maybe let me figure it out first before I start helping any other people. So what I'm hoping to do is to be able to get Cam and Rob to talk through their game, but right now it's just the headset, which is a bit of a pain. So let's try it this way. I'm going to make them use the headset. So Cam, talk into the mic. Tell us what was your original plan, and not how it went wrong, but what do you think? What do you think you did that led you to where you were?
Well, I don't think that the dice really helped me out, but that's. I mean,
I think the loss, the win can go as much to Rob's win can be as accountable to the dice as much as you're playing.
Well, yeah, and I mean, another, like he pointed out, it's kind of a bad matchup, but also I just the Doom Reavers, I think I didn't commit maybe in the best way, and the Rifle Corps kind of they spent a lot of their time just trying to CRA into stuff, which again, if you roll bad on a CRA, that's a lot of points that are just kind of sitting there doing nothing on a turn. I probably should have committed them to a charge.
Well, the thing is, Ragnar's speed is just so nasty for everyone playing, right? Because it's a time lock. It's very hard. You have to commit a lot to do any damage. And more times than not, you're not able to do a lot. The bouncers on armor 21 under the stone are brutal, especially when you have 2 of them.
Yeah, those were
a lot to chew through. Although, I mean, when I read Irusk's list, and I'd be curious for anyone who's watching on the stream, I would have thought he would have been better as a jack-heavy caster.
Irusk?
Yeah, or maybe I'm misreading it, but I was thinking he'd have more jacks. So, because I don't think the Behemoth was doing much as well. At some point, would it have been better to run him in, tie up some of the smaller beasts, or can you do 3? He's got open fist. You can start throwing stuff, right?
I could start throwing stuff, but the other thing too with Behemoth is I find it's very he's really easy to get peace traded out of.
Oh, okay.
Because he's 24 points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he only has 2 more boxes than the average Khador heavy. So he's generally better when you can take something out and not.
You take out all of his threats before.
If you can commit him to something, take it out of the board and not have Mulg and a Mauler charge into him.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this, is that the fact that if you do commit it, I have 2 things that can potentially take it out the next turn.
Yeah, I thought you were at a disadvantage for the amount of beasts.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But and again, I think the idea is, from watching it from the side, you almost needed to commit the Doom Reavers right away. I would have, because of this building, and he didn't commit to anything to this side other than the Pharaoh guys. I would have run the Doom Reavers up the side and been at a flanking, because you could have taken out the Pharaoh guys, which would have prevented some issues there, and you would have had to divide his force. He would have had to break things up, especially after setting up the Fire Eaters on the other side.
Yeah, and that was a big mistake on my part too, was I shouldn't have tried to focus on the Fire Eaters with my Widowmakers. That didn't really work out very well. Usually I get a lot better mileage out of them, especially against trolls, when I run them around the side and take out the support.
Yeah, if you taken out the Grillstone, that would have been a big difference as well.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, you came so close to getting Ragnor. If it wasn't for that one last roll die, you would have had the game on assassination. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's kind of hard to commit. It's kind of hard to base your entire plan on trying to take out Ragnor on feet turn with 2 bouncers.
You know what? You came very close. I think it was just that one bad roll, and then it would have been a completely different game. So.
Yeah, I think honestly, one of the other things I think I would really like to try with Irusk2 is just running home Doom Reavers. Because I mean the tough rolls didn't really work out for me this game.
No.
But
law of average says that you should get a good spike in another game.
Well, yeah, but also just the fact that they're all tough and immune to knockdown.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wouldn't have mattered that much against this list, but being able to throw out a 5-inch bubble of cover, is really good.
Yeah. Now, did you find, actually, Rob, what about your list? Were you happy with the way it played out?
I think a lot of the Mead Mountain, MK3 kind of thing, where you're just putting a ton of armor on the board, and your opponent has to deal with it, really. So those 2 bouncers up front are amazing because of the fact that their armor are 21 under stone, as well as the shield guard. Yeah. So even if they shoot at something behind it, you can put something valuable behind them, they can shield guard.
Yeah. So
especially against a CRA, which is really you're putting a lot of like Cam said, you're putting a lot of points into that one shot.
Yep.
And if you can simply negate it by shield guard, that's
especially. And now, did you find, because that was the one thing we talked about before, is that was a lot of beasts for a Fury 6 caster.
Yes.
Were you very mindful about how much focus Fury you were using?
Yes. So I think the good thing about playing against more infantry is you're not going to find that typically you're going to need to boost to hit or damage. So for my beast especially, I'm not going to boost damage.
No.
A lot of the time the damage roll was pointless.
Yeah, exactly.
It was already automatic.
Yeah.
So I think, that was about it. Yeah, I did for the Fury. There was a couple points where I would have frenzied if I had used for transfers. But I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. Like one would have Fury or frenzy possibly, and just ended up going against more of his infantry.
Well, the Axer too, you could have gone heavy and it wouldn't have mattered because they would have just
stuck.
It was stuck in that. And that's almost the way to do it. Is you plan on taking everything back. Where the Furies, you leave their frenzies, at least you get those attacks. And it's still something that they have.
It played a lot better than I thought, and I left Ragnor out to dry a couple times with those shots, which I thought was poor of me, but at the same time he had enough Fury to transfer, and there's a ton of hit points out there to transfer to, so you're not really killing anything. Like I still had a full bouncer and a pirate to transfer to. If I sat Fury the entire rest of the game, so it's kind of.
No, you didn't reuse the pirate troll other than much for lighting the trolls on fire.
I always find that to be an issue where even if you run them, put them up to 5 inches to hit the fire eaters right away, he's kind of stuck behind whatever your main army is typically, and he's off to the side sometimes. So it's hard for him to get back in the action.
especially if you're just like the second turn. It's really you have to almost run with him and just forget about shooting anything or doing anything else. You have to basically commit to getting him back into the action.
Now, in that case, it worked out for you because those guys on fire took out a good chunk of the side of
They were
the
extremely.
So they made their points back easily,
yeah.
which is good. But no, it was. I think the list worked better. Did it work better than you had thought, or would it meet your
It
expectations?
was more effective than I thought it was going to be, simply just because of how many beast hit points are out there. But this is not a good list for him to play against. That it's you need more heavy hitters. The CRA is nice because you can use it against the infantry or against the bigger model, but you also need the Jack, I think, to back that up. The heavier hitters.
So what would you bring instead next time? If you knew he was bringing this list, what would you bring?
Probably Parching.
Okay. Go Jack heavy as well, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, tons of Juggernauts on the table.
Yeah, that'd be a lot harder. To deal with.
Yeah, understood. Okay, and train, you guys were happy with the amount of train. Did you find it more of a hassle, or did you figure it worked?
I didn't find it played much of a role. You have Pathfinder and everything on your feet turn, so.
Yeah, that helped me ignore part of it. The rubble in the center, I couldn't position as much of my rifle corps as I wanted, but I mean, I knew that, so.
Yeah.
So, and not without spoiling, because all three of us are part of the tournament in August. I know you're considering this list with maybe some tweaks.
Yeah, I think there might be minor tweaks to this, but overall, the Feral Geist, I've never actually played with that before, and they're awesome. Simply to be able to tie up any kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Just having them run off to the side down here and not having to worry about range for your caster or anything like that is really beneficial. I'll be keeping a lot of it probably, but there'll be minor tweaks.
You, Cam, you ever bring this one of the things you're considering for the team tournament?
Oh no, I discounted that. I'm probably going to go with the Strakov and Punch.
Okay, perfect. Great. Well, thank you very much. I'll throw the headset back on and finish this off. If there's been questions in the chat, I've been unintentionally ignoring them because I've been standing over with the guys. So I think that is going to be it. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like this if you're watching this on YouTube. If there are any other questions, throw them in the comment section on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week where hopefully I'm playing, and I may even play Madrak 2. That would be fun. I'll see if I can get someone to play against Madrak 2 with me. And I'm going to stop the recording, but we'll keep the stream going for another minute or two if there's any additional questions. So thanks again for watching. Tune in next week, and hopefully everyone gets some games in between now and then.